County Justice Center won't open until this summer, and ahead of that, some are concerned it won't be able to hold enough young offenders.
John Chapman reports Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen wants to prioritize getting involved in juvenile justice, and today promoted a staff member to get things rolling.
Sheriff's Deputy Carmen Stern is now Sergeant Carmen Stern. Her new assignment, to take charge of the new Douglas County Justice Center. Sergeant Stearns will have plenty on her brand new plate.
Well, right now, the Juvenile Justice Center portion of the new facility is set to have 6 deputies. We will hope to expand that for the safety of the bench and all the people in that building, but then also Sergeant Stern will be commanding 2 juvenile investigators, and so she will be serving all of those roles.
Sergeant Stern believes working in the new facility will better serve young offenders.
It'll be nice to have everyone in one building. So all of the key players, probation is closed, the courts will be there, the county attorneys, their attorneys, our office, Omaha Police, we're all in one building. So I think it's easier to get together, come up with plans.
Sheriff Hansen says getting together to deal with challenges facing young offenders is important, and the sheriff believes his department should be involved.
A lack of support at home, a lack of structure, poverty, lack of job skills, lack of soft skills, and I think that that's where law enforcement serves a crucial role in the conversation. I think it's important to be able to sit at the table with policymakers and preach that sad reality that unfortunately too many young people in our community are living. I think as we move forward with our juvenile justice policies, it's important to balance the rehabilitation of juvenile offenders with the safety of the public and the safety of those juvenile offenders themselves.
On your side in Omaha, I'm John Chapman, 6 News.
Sergeant Carmen Stern is the 4th female Douglas County Sheriff's deputy to be promoted to a command position. There are also 3 civilian females in command or manager positions.